Okay, Professor Jim Schultz here from my Finance 512 class. I wanted to take a few minutes and finally shoot this options trading video. I'll probably do at least like maybe a 2 or 3 part option series, only because I'd like to at least do this video is going to be kind of a basic functionality video reminding you how to get to your option quotes and how to square up a position. But then I'd like to at least do 1 or 2 other videos on more complicated option strategies, or just a few additional nice pieces of information to help you learn more about options trading, because we just simply don't have enough time in class to cover all the things that I would like to cover. So I'm in my Thinkorswim software, I'm in my paper money account, and remember, when you want to trade options, you want to go to the trade tab, and then you want to type in the ticker. So let's say I'm looking at some options in McDonald's, and then this option chain is what you want to focus on. Alright, so let's say, again, these are the expiration dates, these are the number of days left until they expire, third Friday in that month. And so let's say you're looking at some April 2013 options. Alright, so let's go ahead and click that open. And remember, your calls are on this side, your puts are on this side, and then remember each option's price or premium has a spread associated with it, with a bid and an ask, which is no different from what we have seen before. And so remember, you can change how many strikes you want to look at. I wouldn't worry about the spread right now. This is when you get into some more complicated situations. I wouldn't worry about that though. I would just kind of focus on these few pieces of information. So right now McDonald's is selling for $98.46. So if you look at this 95 strike, this guy's selling for $4.15, right? Well, at $98.45 approximately, it's already $3.45 in the money, right? So that of that $4.15, $3.45 of that approximately, because it changes every second, is the intrinsic value of this option, right? So the remaining would be the time value. So $3.45 intrinsic value, so you got about 70 cents time value with 42 days left. So let's say you want to buy that guy, right? I mean, we could buy any of these guys if you want to. Like, for example, this 100 strike, you can see that option, this call option is out of the money right now, right? So this 97 cents is all time value. There's no intrinsic value, right? So, in determining, you might be thinking, Jim, how do I know which one to take? Well, I'll have to shoot a separate video on that in terms of what's better. Right now, you should be able to use some deductive reasoning, at least based on the things we've learned, to kind of ascertain what might be the best option for you, given your price objectives, your time horizons, and so forth. So let's say you want to buy this option. So again, just click the ask. Remember, it defaults to 10, so I'm only going to do one of these guys. I want to buy this April 13 95 call. And again, I'm going to do a market order like I've suggested you guys do. So this is it, right? This is your one options position. So confirm and send. Send. And then there's the unmistakable Thinkorswim sound to notify me that my order has been filled. So I go back to my monitor tab, and you see in your equity and equity options, it tells you that you have a McDonald's option. If you actually click on the blue arrow, it tells you that you're +1. If you don't click on the blue arrow, it just tells you that you have a position in McDonald's. And you can see from just one contract in a really low volatility stock, in 20 seconds I've already made $10, right? So I mean, it's going to move around quite a bit. And so the delta, gamma, theta, vega, these are the option Greeks, they're called, and this would be, I think chapter 16 might get into this a little bit, but we'll leave those for maybe a future video, if at all, in this class. And so let's say that you're up $10 and you're like, hey, I'm happy with that $10. I want to get out of this thing, man. I don't want to wait. I don't want to exercise. I just want to square this thing up. Well, what you could do is you could go back into the trade tab, right? And you would simply find the call that you are long, which is this one, and you could click bid and just sell that guy, right? You could just do this. Whoop, going the wrong direction. You could just do that, make it a market order, and then boom, you'll be out, right? But let me show you another way that's even faster. If you're on the monitor tab, what you can do is click this blue arrow, and then you see this blue dot next to your position. Just click that, and one of the options will be create closing order. And so thinkorswim, this closing order, you're closing your open position, right? So thinkorswim is going to automatically square this thing up for you. So click sell that option and you get the same box that we just had. You just didn't have to go through a few extra screens, right? So you want to sell one of your April 95 calls, right? You want to make this a market order as well, and then boom, confirm and send. You're out. Go back to monitor, go back to your situation. What do you see? Your quantity has dropped down to 0. That tells you that you are out. If that quantity is plus, that means you're long. If that quantity is minus, that means you are short, just like with stocks, right? So I made a quick $10 on this trade. And so that is a reminder for how you get into options, how you trade options, and how you square up your option positions.